Good morning all of you. I Dr. Kalavati Prajapati going to discuss a topic on microbial primary and secondary metabolites, and this topic is included into the MSc syllabus of Industrial Microbiology paper. Now the overview which I want to discuss of the topic is introduction, history, what are the metabolites, primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. First of all, what are metabolisms and what are metabolites? Generally, the metabolites are the intermediates and products of the metabolisms. Metabolism means the sum of the catabolism and anabolism. So these are primary and secondary metabolites are the products of the metabolisms, and generally these metabolites are categorized into a two category on the basis of their characters, structures as well as their molecular organization. So they are categorized into a two category, either they are a primary metabolites or they are a secondary metabolites. Now the basic history of the metabolisms as the metabolites are generally the word metabolism, which is derived from a Greek word metabolismos, or from the French word that is a metabolism. Now what is this metabolisms or metabolic reaction is generally the metabolisms and metabolic pathways are studied over several centuries, and they are moved from examining whole animals as well as in early studies also to examining individual metabolic reactions in a modern biochemistry, molecular biology as well as into the microbiology also. Now again we are focusing on the microbial metabolites, not even a plants or animal metabolites, but generally we are focusing in the microbial metabolites. So now what is the microbial metabolites? The products or the metabolites which are produced through the microorganisms during the metabolism is known as a microbial metabolites. And these microbial metabolites are categorized into a two category, either they are a primary metabolites or they are the secondary metabolites. The term metabolites is usually restricted to a very small molecules. They are not the building blocks or the higher molecules, but a very small molecules which is produced by the microorganisms during a metabolisms is known as a metabolites. Now what is the primary metabolites? The brief definition of the primary metabolite is they are the directly involved in a normal growth, and the molecules or the metabolites which is essential for the growth and development as well as they are essential for the reproduction of the microorganism. This kind of the molecules or this kind of the metabolites are known as a primary metabolites. The best example is carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, nucleic acids, nucleotides, which is the essential components of the each and every activity of the organisms is known as the primary metabolites. So that means they are the needed molecules for the activity of the metabolisms of the organisms, and that type of metabolites are known as the primary metabolites. Now what is the secondary metabolites? They are not directly involved in the processes. Okay, that means these secondary metabolites are not essential for the activity of the organisms, but they have a usually important other ecological functions. That means they are not directly related to the activities of the organism, or they are not needed for the organisms, but whatever the metabolites produced by the organisms, they have their own functions. But the best example is antibiotics and mycotoxins. We all know the functions of the antibiotics. The antibiotics, which is a compounds, okay, which inhibits the growth of other organisms. That means they are protecting the organisms towards the other organisms, same like a mycotoxins. Now this is a graph which shows the metabolisms or the process of the metabolisms of primary and secondary metabolites. Generally, as the organisms utilize the substrates, they are growing in terms of the biomass. That means they are increasing the biomass. So the first graph shows this as the mass of the or the cell's biomass is increasing and the substrate is continuously decreasing. And in both the graph, the product which shows, the first one shows the primary metabolite products, the another graph shows the secondary metabolite products. So now in the first graph, the primary metabolites, as the substrate is utilized by the organisms, the cells are continuously growing, and with the the growth of the cell mass, or as the biomass increasing, the product is also produced. That is the primary metabolite. So it indicates that the primary metabolite is produced at the initiations of the growth of the organism. That means as the cells started to grow, the primary metabolites is also produced. Now in a second type of the metabolism, that is the secondary metabolites. Secondary metabolites means as the substrate utilized, the biomass is also growing, primary metabolites are also growing, but the secondary metabolites are not produced at the initiation phase of the growth. That means in the tropophase, the primary metabolites are not produced. After the completion of the tropophase, that means after the completion of the log phase, when the organisms entered into the stationary phase, that means the third phase of the growth phase, that is the idiophase. So when the organisms start to enter into the stationary phase, this kind of the secondary metabolites are produced. And what are the reasons of the secondary stationary phase? Starting of the stationary phase, that means whenever the nutrient starvation condition is occur, oxygen depletion condition is occur, the overpopulation is occur, then and then the organisms entered into the stationary phase. So when the organisms entered into the stationary phase, for their own protection, they start to produce a secondary metabolites. So generally the secondary metabolites produced at the stationary phase. So that is the major difference into the primary and secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites produced at the initiation of the growth phase, that is a log phase. In the second phase, lag phase is the adaptation phase. So the organisms when entered, or when they are exponentially growing, they start to produce a primary metabolite, because this primary metabolite are essential for the growth. So it is needed for the growth, and the organisms produced that primary metabolites in the initiation of the growth phase, but the secondary metabolite produced at the end of the growth phase. Now the detail about the primary metabolites. Now what is primary metabolites? The primary metabolites means when a microbial growth is in an exponential or in a tropophase. That means the organisms when in their highest or maximum growth phase, at that times many intermediate products produced, and this many intermediate products also includes the primary metabolites. These are further needed either in a growth. The best example is amino acids, nucleotides, proteins, carbohydrate, lipids, and the vitamins also. As well as some of the product is also a energy yielding catabolism. Some product is required into the energy yielding catabolism process, and that type of product include most of the solvents and organic acids like acetone, ethanol, butanol, as well as the most of the organic acid. So these are the products which is needed for the growth, okay, which is essential for the growth and development of the organisms, as well as it require as in the form of a energy yielding catabolism process. So that is the primary metabolites. Therefore the metabolites produced during a tropophase, which are known as a primary metabolites, and they are related to the synthesis of microbial cells in the growth phase. That means whenever the microorganisms start to grow, they generate a biomass, they are multiplying, reproducing, whatever the compounds they require, that compounds is fulfilled by the primary metabolites. That basically includes, as I already told you, amino acids, nucleotides, as well as some solvents, enzymes, and the organic acids also. The best examples of the primary metabolites are amino acids like glutamic acids, lysines. Most of the amino acids are included in a primary because the amino acids, vitamins are the growth promoting substance. They are essential for the growth, okay, for the generation or for the synthesis of a protein. So that's why these are included in a primary metabolites. Purine nucleotides also. That is a IMP, the best example, inosine 5 monophosphates, which is the main precursors for the synthesis of a purine and pyrimidine nucleotides, as well as vitamins, riboflavin, as well as vitamin B12 and most of the other vitamins. Organic acids, basically all acetic acid, citric, gluconic, fumaric, malic acid. So all organic acid is also included in primary metabolites, basically as solvents, ethanol, butanol, okay, alcohol. But the main important point of the primary metabolites are they are a lower molecular weight compounds. That means they are having a molecular weight which is less than a 1500 Dalton. Now this slide shows the basic organisms which is produced of various types of the primary metabolites and their importance. Okay, as we all know that ethanol produced by the Saccharomyces cerevisiae, citric acid, the organic acid example produced by the Aspergillus and the other organisms also, acetone butanol which is the example of a solvent produced by a Clostridium acetobutyllicum, lysine, glutamic acid, the example of organic acids, riboflavin, vitamin B12, then dextran and xanthan gum which is the example of a polysaccharide produced by Leuconostoc mesenteroids and Xanthomonas campestris respectively, it having their own applications into the industry as a polysaccharide, we all know that. So these are the some of the examples of the primary metabolites, their producing organisms and their significance or application into the industry. Now this one is the pathway which shows the production of a primary metabolites. Generally the basic nutrients whatever we are providing to the microorganism is the carbohydrate, proteins and lipids. Okay, so if it is a carbohydrates converted into the simple sugar through the glycolysis, okay, after glycolysis it entered into the TCA cycles and produce a various organic acids. As we all know that the organic acid production is most of the organic acid produced by the TCA cycle. Then the products of the organic acids, that is alpha ketoglutarate, is a major precursors for the synthesis of the amino acids. So most of the amino acids which after the TCA cycles produced by the organisms, that is also a primary metabolites. Then acetyl CoA, the major precursors of the fatty acid synthesis. So beta keto adipate pathway, acetyl CoA, then the fatty acid productions, various lipid production, then the triose phosphate. If the glucose is utilized, triose phosphate to ribose phosphate, and this ribose phosphate is used for the synthesis of a RNA and DNA. So the amino acids as well as the organic acids, solvents, lipids, nucleotides, this all are the primary metabolite products which is directly and indirectly produced by the microorganisms from their major substrate, that is the carbohydrate, proteins and lipids. Now the various amino acids biosynthesis pathway. This is the pathway which shows the various types of the amino acids from the pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acids to alpha keto, methyl valerate and alpha keto valerate alanine. So the bold letters which is the name of the amino acids, that all are the amino acids which is produced by the microorganisms through the various pathways from the sugars. Now the detail about the secondary metabolites. Now what is secondary metabolites? Mostly they are the organic compounds and that are not directly involved into the normal growth or development or into the reproduction. While we already discussed that primary metabolites are the compound which is essential and needed for the growth of the organism, while over here the secondary metabolites are the compound which is not essential for the growth, directly essential for the growth, but again they having their own functions and through that they are helping to the microorganism. They are accumulate following active growth. That means they are accumulated or they start to produce after the completion of the active growth of the organism. That means after the finish of the lag and log phase. Okay, exponential phase, whenever the exponential phase finished and organisms entered into the stationary phase, then this type of the secondary metabolite production is started. It have no direct relationship to synthesis or of a cell material and a natural growth. That means they are not involved into the cells building block. As we all know that amino acids, proteins, carbohydrates, sugars, which is a major nucleotides, which is a major building block of the various cellular material. But these secondary metabolites are not involved into the various cellular material. It includes antibiotics. Most of the secondary metabolites include antibiotics and the mycotoxins. Generally, these secondary metabolites are classified on the basis of this four category, either on the basis of their chemical structures or on the basis of their chemical compositions, their solubility into the various solvents, or the pathways by which they are synthesized. Now see over here the secondary metabolite mechanisms. This is the graph which shows the simple production of the penicillin. As we all know that the penicillin, which is an antibiotic, and it is the best example of a beta-lactam antibiotic secondary metabolites. So as we added sugars into it, initially the blue line shows the decrease of the sugar or the reduction of the major substrate of the pathway. That means the nutrient is continuously utilized. The cells, that is the black line, which shows the microbial biomass is also continuously increasing, but the purple line which shows the penicillin production. Now here you can see that the cell growth is started at the initiation of the growth phase, but the secondary metabolite production, that means the penicillin production, is started after the growth, the active growth of the organisms. So that means it indicates that the secondary metabolite production started at the stationary phase. So when the organisms entered into the stationary phase, they start to accumulate or start to produce a secondary metabolites. Okay, so that is the graph. Now the secondary metabolites, it ends or during the stationary phase, they each formed by a few organisms. So that means the secondary metabolite is not produced by each and every organism, but some of the organism or most of the actinomycetes, fungi, they having a ability to produce this kind of the antibiotic or the secondary metabolites. They are not essential for the growth, as we already discussed, but sometimes it can be overproduced, and most of the secondary metabolites are closely related with the structures. Suppose an antibiotic, as we categorized antibiotic, either they are the beta-lactam antibiotics or the aminoglycosides antibiotic. So most of the aminoglycosides antibiotics which is produced by the Streptomyces species, okay, Nocardia species, then the penicillium which is produced by a penicillium species, okay, antibiotic, that is a beta-lactam antibiotic. So they are closely related with the structures also. Now this table shows the various types of the secondary metabolites which is produced by the different organisms, as well as the substrate which is utilized by the product for the production of the antibiotics or the secondary metabolites. You can see here the most of the antibiotics. The examples are penicillin, cephalosporin, cyclosporin, okay, which is produced by a Penicillium chrysogenum, Streptomyces, most of the actinomycetes species. Then the aromatic compounds also, that is the pyrazines. Okay, mycotoxins also, antifungal compound which is produced by the Bacillus subtilis, that is a ytterine. Then the surfactant compound, that is a surfactant. The vegetal hormones, that is the zebrailic acids. Food and pharmaceuticals, other products, that is the pigments which is produced by a pigmented organisms, that is also a type of a secondary metabolites, as well as the alkaloids. The ergot alkaloids, that is produced by a Claviceps fusiform, which is having a again important applications into the medical. So these are the list of the secondary metabolites. Now again something detailing about the secondary metabolites. It is produced from substrate provided by the primary. That is the most important point. Primary metabolites use the substrates whatever we are providing to the organisms, which is available, like a carbon source, nitrogen source, as well as the lipids, okay, proteins, whatever we provide to the organisms, the primary metabolites are produced from that substrate or from that nutrient. But the secondary metabolite utilize primary metabolites as their main precursors. So the secondary metabolites always use primary metabolites as a precursor. For example, the amino acids, various sugars, various nucleotides, various fatty acids which is produced by the primary metabolisms, that materials or that type of a molecule metabolites is utilized for the production of a secondary metabolism. It is a formation generally extremely dependent on a growth condition. If the organisms are able to produce a secondary metabolites, but they produce that secondary metabolites when the favorable condition is available. Okay, dependent conditions. In not each and every conditions the organisms are able to produce secondary metabolites. Okay, if the condition is dependent on the growth, then and then they are able to produce. For example, as I already told you, when the organism entered into the stationary phase, that is oxygen depletion condition, nutrient starvation conditions, okay, for their survival they are producing a secondary metabolites. It is often produced as a group of closely related product, mostly the streptomycin strains, as we all know, okay, greater than a 30 related but a different anthracycline antibiotic produced by the streptomycin. Now again the another example, that is a secondary metabolism. Most of the secondary metabolites are complex organic molecules which is requiring a large number of specific enzymatic reactions for a synthesis. As we all know that the best example is a tetracycline synthesis. The tetracycline synthesis requires 72 separate enzymatic steps. Now that and the another example erythromycin, which require a different 25 steps in the synthesis. So the secondary metabolic pathway is again a very complex pathway. Okay, extended pathway and the complex pathway. Some of the enzymes require, some of the secondary metabolites require more than 100 enzymatic steps or enzymatic reactions for the production of the end product. Okay, so there are so many other intermediate products is also produced during a secondary metabolites. And again the basic difference of primary and secondary, the molecular weight. The primary metabolites having a less than a 1500 molecular weight, while the secondary metabolites having a higher than a or greater than a 1500 Dalton molecular weight. The examples of the secondary metabolites are most of the antibiotics, all the antibiotics, all the antibiotics are secondary metabolites. Toxins, basically a mycotoxin, the toxins which is produced by the fungi. Mycotoxins are the best example of the secondary metabolites. Alkaloids, various growth factors, some of the growth factors, the pigments, the flavors, the fragrance which is produced by the microorganism, the products which is produced in a stationary phase, all the products are secondary metabolites examples. The primary metabolite, again the difference, the primary metabolite is needed for the growth and maintenance, while the secondary metabolites are not needed for growth of the organism. The major precursors which is utilized by the secondary metabolism is the primary metabolite products. So the primary metabolites which is produced, it is act as a precursors for the secondary metabolism process, and the secondary metabolite produced from the primary metabolites. The secondary metabolites are usually produced when organism under a stress condition, as I already told you, nutrient limitation, starvation condition, oxygen depletion condition. So again in that type of conditions, the organisms start to produce or entered into the secondary metabolisms. Now the basic difference between a primary versus a secondary metabolisms. Primary metabolites which is produced during active growth phase, they are generally a consequence of energy metabolisms and necessary for the continued growth of the microorganism. For example, we provide a substrate A and the product is produced. The product is either a B product, C product, all the products which is produced from directly the substrate, that type of product is known as a primary metabolites. But in a secondary metabolites, okay, the substrate which we are producing or which we are providing, from that the primary metabolism is occur, and the primary metabolite product is produced by the secondary metabolism process. So either a secondary metabolites is produced by the use of both, that is a nutrient or the substrate whatever we are providing to the organisms, and the primary metabolite products also. So the secondary metabolites require primary metabolites also as well as the substrate also. Now this pathway, which shows the overall, the bold letter shows the various types of the products, which is a secondary metabolites products. You can see in the left hand side, that is a penicillin, cefamycin, cephalosporin, which is the antibiotic produced by the secondary metabolism process. Okay, so all the antibiotics. At the lower of the slides you can see the various alkaloids, antibiotic, as well as the growth promoting substance, that is zebrailic acid, steroids, carotenoids, which is also examples of the secondary metabolisms. And you can see this indole acetic acid, actinomycins, itaconic acids, which is also an example of a secondary metabolites. This pathway is also showing the various types of the secondary metabolites. You can see the caustic acid, saccharides, glycosides, the various aromatic secondary metabolites, that is the antibiotics, various aromatic antibiotics, terpentines and steroids, as well as the other secondary metabolites, polyketides likewise. Now the major difference between primary versus secondary metabolites. Okay, this one is the major difference, the primary and secondary metabolite difference. The primary metabolites are the compounds which is essential for the normal growth and development, as well as into the reproduction. So the organism produce a primary metabolites for their own purpose, for their own requirement, because they require their compounds for their growth, structural as well as functional components, their development also, as well as their reproduction, while the secondary metabolites are not directly involved into the normal growth and development. Okay, so the secondary metabolite is not essential into the growth and development of the organism. The best example of the primary metabolites are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, nucleotides, amino acids, vitamins, etc. While the secondary metabolites are examples, the tannins, alkaloids, antibiotic, resins, gums, latex, this all are the examples of the secondary metabolites products. Another difference is the molecular weight of primary metabolite is less than 1500 Dalton, while the secondary metabolites having a complex structures, and they having a molecular weight greater than a 1500 Dalton. Most of the primary metabolites are not poisonous because they are essential for the growth, but secondary metabolite components, some of the secondary metabolite components are poisonous by nature, that is toxins, most of the toxins. The primary metabolites are produced in a larger quantity and extraction is again easier. The extraction of primary metabolites like amino acids, vitamins, if you want to extract its fatty acids, then the process is very easy as compared to the secondary metabolites. As the secondary metabolite structure is very complex, they are not solubilized easily into the water. Some of the secondary metabolite is only solubilized into the solvents. So the downstream processing or the extraction process is very complex of the secondary metabolites products. A part of basic structure of the organisms. The primary metabolites is the major building blocks of the components of the cellular organization, while it is secondary metabolite product is not a part of basic molecular structures of the organization. So over here, okay, this shows the difference between a primary and secondary metabolisms. Now this photographs or this diagram shows how the primary metabolites are produced and how the secondary metabolites is. The first diagram shows whenever we provide a growth substrate, the growth substrate is converted into two parts. Either they are involved into the cell biomass and they produce the primary metabolites. But secondary metabolites, whenever we provide a growth substrate, okay, the cells are growing, primary metabolites are produced, and the cells with the use of primary metabolites, they produce a secondary metabolites. And the lower figure shows that the growth substrate converted into the cell biomass primary metabolites, but the cell biomass directly not utilize secondary primary metabolites, but in case they only and only produce a secondary metabolites from the substrates whatever we are providing. So it shows that secondary metabolites are either produced from the primary metabolites or either they are produced from the growth substrates. Thank you.